everybody. Welcome to Shelbyville Now's breaking news. And when Mr. Josh Blevins has a water bottle out and a notebook, I know something's happened, and probably been something big because you got papers and all kinds of stuff.
I got
out.
papers. We got stuff flying here, David. I'm supposed to have been off for a few weeks, and that's what happens. You try to take time off, and
big stuff happens. Big stuff happens. All right, so tell us what is going on, Mr. Blevins.
Yeah, we'll cut right to the chase. We'll lead with the story, and then we'll break it down from there. There was a ruling this afternoon by in the Court of Appeals of Tennessee at Nashville, City of Shelbyville versus Bedford County. This was the appeal of the city-county local option sales tax lawsuit. And long story short, the trial court set the termination date of this agreement at July 1st, 2027. The county appealed that, and the appeals court says, discerning no error, we affirm. Okay. So they have agreed with the city's case, and they agree that the contract was terminable with the appropriate amount of notice. They feel like the amount of notice that was given was appropriate. So the local option sales tax agreement that was put into place in 1974, maybe?
Yes, 74.
1974, will be going away as of July 1st, 2027. The county does have the option. They have a 30-day window that they can decide whether or not they want to appeal what is now the second ruling in the same direction in this case, up to the Tennessee Supreme Court. I'm told that the Tennessee Supreme Court does not hear every case that is presented. They actually have over 90% of the cases that try to go to the Supreme Court. They just look at them on the front end and say, "Hey, we're not even going to hear that because there's no reason to. There's not enough of an argument of the facts." So they have that option. They could try to push it up there, but it's a low success rate of actually even getting heard by the Supreme Court. Let's break it down a little bit more. You and I talked about this maybe as recently as last weekend or the weekend
probably
before.
So.
There will be much screaming and gnashing of teeth that the city has defunded education. That's the buzzword we heard a couple weeks ago, mentioned by a couple different people. That is not the case. I believe you. We've talked about this for a couple of years now. This lawsuit totally did not agree with taking this to a lawsuit. It never should have gotten to a lawsuit. It should have been negotiated between the two parties.
Absolutely, it should have.
Yeah. However, the city presented multiple times different options to the county as far as a spin down of this program. The most recent of which offer was way better than what the court ruled. It spread it out over a 20-year period where it kind of tapered down.
It just gradually went away instead of all at once.
Went away, and there was no effort or no.
There wasn't even dialogue.
There wasn't even any dialogue back and forth. Now, that again, don't agree that it should have gone to a lawsuit. There was other ways to handle this, including we just had an election. You could have used this as an election issue and got some people in there that would actually talk and work together. However, it did go to court. It's now been to two different courts. The main one, obviously, the original judge, and now a three-judge panel at the Court of Appeals. They all agreed that as far as the facts of the contract and whether the contract was valid this far into the future, that it was not. So that it was terminable. Let's talk dollars real quick, because this will be where you're going to hear, our taxes are going up. We got to go up. We got to go up. Not one penny of this disagreed about local option sales tax went into the operational fund for the schools. Right. I think that's important for people to understand. We have one major budget for schools, which is the 141. That's where you pay your teachers from, your salaries, your supplies, your all that.
Yeah, and that's where the money from the state comes in.
That's where the bulk of the state money comes into. None of that money is affected by this. This particularly deals with the batch of money that goes into what's called the 151 debt service account. This is the money to service the debt on new construction of school buildings, or actually also this same debt service account also covers county buildings as well.
So here's something I've always wondered about this, Josh. How do you differentiate that amount of money going into that general fund for the debt services fund, when you got so many other projects going on? How do you know what's in there for education loan. It's not separated, is it?
Well, it's all in one account. Now they do keep a ledger. They're supposed to keep a ledger that says this is earmarked for education. This is earmarked for general construction
And education building projects.
and specifically. Yeah.
Right.
The actual, just to break down debt service, we've done this a couple times before. There's currently, including this disputed amount plus all the other revenue that comes in debt services, is over $20 million a year currently, as we see it in the current budget, which I'm holding right here. This year, it costs $14.1 million to service the county debt. Starting in 2028 through 2037, that amount actually drops to $10 million. And then starting in 2038, that amount drops to $4 million as we sit.
Assuming we don't pile something else
Assuming
in on
we
top
don't
of it. Yeah.
Pile more. And we're going to need more schools sooner rather than later. There's going to be other needs. At some point. I mean, if we keep having population growth at some point.
But population growth, but enrollment decrease.
At the moment, yeah, for the last, that's been a short-term thing. I don't think that can hold forever.
You don't?
If you keep raising the number of people, at some point, some of those kids are going to go into the school system. They can't all homeschool. So at some point, those numbers are
that's going to be an interesting statistic to watch real close. Now, what I'm waiting for, next tax raising season, which starts about April.
Yeah, next budget.
It's going to be in the conversation about a tax increase for property owners.
Right. Yeah.
In the county.
And it will be because...
And that means the city too.
Correct. And this lawsuit will be heavily discussed. The other thing that you're going to hear mentioned a whole lot is maintenance of effort.
Oh, yeah.
Our school system, all school systems in the state, they have what's called maintenance of effort. Our number this year on maintenance of effort is $22.46 million. It should not be that high. The reason it is so high was a decision that was made 2 years ago. We were sitting at $13.1 million maintenance of effort. We came up about $100,000 short that year. And rather than covering that shortfall with some kind of a moving money a budget amendment, moving it from a different budget, we made the decision to go to the state and say, hey, will you count our school debt payments towards that amount so we meet that shortfall?
$8 million, right?
Whatever that difference is. Yeah, that 13 to the big jump to 22.
So instead of 100,000 of maintenance effort, we had 8 million now, and we're locked in.
Up. Well, we're not. I hear that we still have the ability to go back and fix that issue.
Oh, better.
Because if we are held to that 22.46 million maintenance of effort, that keeps us in a perpetual need of school debt payments going forward.
Is that calculated based on number of students enrolled, or is that just based on our previous budget
raw
amount?
Dollars that we spent for the school system? So it should never have gotten that high. That needs to be fixed. If that was able to be fixed, then you've just got the debt payments. Once they roll down to $10 million a year, you don't have. I know you're going to hear we need to raise taxes. We have to. We've got to.
Oh, of course.
The actual dollars that are going to shift here, another dollar figure for you is. We don't have the most recent year final sales tax numbers yet, but the previous year, based on the quarterly trustees report we get, this is a $2.7 million discussion. That's how much is going to drop off the debt service income for the upcoming year. So instead of 22 million, you could be looking at 20 million or 19, somewhere in there, but only looking at a 14 million dropping to $10 million payment. So you could still
the need's going to decrease. Almost the time coinciding with the time you're losing this little bit of money.
The timing is actually kind of eerie how close it's together.
It is weird. Isn't it?
I don't know if the judge actually looked at that when he picked that date, but that is how the timing is.
So then what we're saying is July 1st, 2027. That's 11 months and a few days from now.
Right.
That's when that stops.
That's when the extra money coming out of the local option sales tax that's been going into debt service would stop, barring the county again does have a 30-day window that they could appeal to the Tennessee Supreme Court. Tennessee Supreme Court hears a very small number of cases each year. Doesn't necessarily even need to hear the case, but they do have that option if they feel like they've got some reason to. Although at this point, and obviously I'm not on that side of the argument, but if I was on that side of the area, I start to think I've heard from two different courts, and they weren't wishy-washy in what they said. This
opinion
was very.
My bottom line, Josh, it gets down just how stubborn do I want to be?
Right. Yeah.
That's what it gets to.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's where we are. I don't think we need to drag it out much beyond that. That is the news as it
Well,
sits
Josh,
right now.
maybe
So,
finally there's some resolution to this lawsuit that has my right pocket suing my left pocket.
well, that's the other thing. I mean, hopefully now, if the decision is made, this will be up to this will be a quick early test for our new
Yeah,
county
boy, it
commission,
will.
because this decision has to be made 30 days from today. What's today?
Okay.
They'll
So
barely
we're
be
going
in
to get
office,
sworn
so
in and then let's talk,
they'll
boys.
barely be in office. So unless,
Ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, honestly, the outgoing commission could have a special called meeting if they wanted to at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do. They may just wait and swear in the new people.
Yeah, I'll just be
But,
honest with you. If I was
yeah.
on the outgoing commissioners, I would say, y'all handle it.
Yeah, you handle it. So yeah, the new people will be sworn in
Here's a
September
potato. Hot
1st.
potato.
Yeah, so they'll have
Yeah.
about 2 weeks to make this decision. But if they decide not to appeal, that's where we're at. I think this is an opportunity, hopefully, fingers crossed, for the city and the county to get back working together. I know a lot of people ran on that platform in this most recent election.
Here's your opportunity.
I know there's a lot of people ran on that. I ran on that back when the
Right.
city election 2 years ago. So I think we need to be working together for the people. We don't need to be fighting each other in court, and we sure didn't need to spend $2 million+ on attorneys to tell us
Exactly.
when
you could have ordered a pizza, got in the room, and settled it.
and
Maybe,
settled this.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But,
a while back. So
One other thing too, Josh, I think going forward, this does give us an opportunity to work together, and hopefully some of that animosity that's been there because of lawsuits. It seems like the county and the city have had this friction for not just in this time period, but for a long time because of other little lawsuits that have come up.
yeah,
We need to try to stay away from that mess.
it's not helpful to anybody.
No, it's not.
So
Yeah. And another thing too, I think the people of the city need to be celebrating right now, not because of the winning of the lawsuit. It's the fact that you were suing yourself.
Yeah, we've said this before.
Yeah.
The only people that won this
Yeah.
lawsuit were the attorneys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nobody here locally won in this lawsuit.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for coming in off the beach.
I was not on the beach.
You weren't on the beach.
We were about to go into a city council meeting in about 3 hours.
Okay,
3.5
well,
hours.
get ready
So,
for
yeah.
that. And thanks for
Yeah.
coming in and doing this. I know everybody is probably glad to see this maybe coming to a final resolution.
I hope so. This
Yeah.
is one of those things that's needed to be
Yeah.
behind us for a while. So hopefully we can move on and move past it.
All right,
So,
Josh. Thanks again. Thanks for everybody for watching. Please share this video so word can get out. This is breaking news on a Thursday afternoon in the
Yeah.
hot sun. And Josh has been working hard to get this to us. Thanks a lot again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yep. So long.